Hey, welcome back to the Dagnabbit Boys podcast. Oh no, he's farting on the mic. I didn't know this was going to be an
I don't think
X-rated episode.
that was kind of embarrassing.
he
It's
he
really
couldn't even
bad.
fart. He
It's
he
bad
had
when
fart
you
impotence.
it's bad when you fart on a mic and it just sounds like you got a fucking gaped asshole.
Yeah. You need to take erectile dysfunction for your asshole pills. You gotta take that stuff so your ass produces thicker farts for all the ladies. You know when you try to fart on a lady's face and it's not potent enough, and she makes fun of you for having a limp ass.
Is that the new thing?
What new thing?
That's what they want? They want hot fart loads?
Yeah, they don't want a limp ass. You don't want some soft ass.
They're done with cock. They say we want to
Did you not
see
see the press release? It's
from Women of America.
yeah, Women of America says don't shit in my mouth, but you can fart in my mouth.
They're going to say that right as Kamala is announcing her campaign. They're not just going to talk about that.
Kamala's basically already won in their eyes.
Yeah.
This is the America of tomorrow.
That's a really good talking point to bring up. I'm going to do that until the election's over. Anybody I talk to, I'm going to go, Kamala's basically won at this point.
Yeah.
Just basically, I mean,
There's no reason to even discuss this.
Anyway,
let's move on.
This is a landslide election. Everybody talking. Who else? There's nobody. There is no Republican running. There's not even a Republican candidate.
What's his name?
Nobody knows that guy.
What is that guy's
Nobody
name?
knows him. Nobody likes him. He has no fan base.
I just can't even really remember who the guy was. I think
he was such an
he slipped or something.
such an
He
inconsequential.
slipped and he hurt his ear or something.
Who cares?
You're right.
He was
Gives
such
shit.
a forgettable president.
Do you think he No, I can't even think of anything.
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna ask a question because I just want to move the conversation along, and then I realized there's nothing to move.
I feel like in terms of what Trump actually did with
Who?
his name is Trump. I just remembered
Oh, okay.
the guy that
Did something fall on your head and then you had a memory again? And
Yeah.
like something hits you on the head and you forget, but the opposite.
a coconut fell,
Yeah.
which is my favorite Kamala quote. You fell out of a coconut tree, but yeah.
Did she even say it like that? The way you just said it? You were just like, you fell out of a coconut tree?
Well, she was mimicking her.
I never seen it.
She was mimicking her grandma, so it was less black, but kind of more like, "Child, you think you fell out of a coconut tree?" It was like there was like a flair to it.
You know what would really piss people off though? If she instead of picking Tim Walz, she picked Medea as the vice president.
People would be so mad.
Yeah, Republicans would be pissed.
Well, because the nation might be ready for a black woman president, but not Medea as vice president.
They're not ready. They might be ready for a black woman president, but they are not ready for a fictional vice president.
No, a fictional vice president that has a police record.
Oh, she's gone to jail.
There's a whole movie about it. I mean, there's tons of evidence. There's an hour and a half of her in jail, mugshots.
There's probably 30 minutes of her in jail, and then an hour and a half of a woman being with a guy who's not great for her, but then there's a successful guy who grew up with her, and then they're actually in love, but she gets beat up by the other guy, and Tyler Perry plot. That might literally be the plot of the movie. Then Medea gets into hijinks, but there's also relationship issues with it.
Is that how those movies work?
I've seen 5 or 6 of them.
I don't think I've seen a Medea movie, if I'm being
My family
completely
loves
honest.
Medea.
Interesting.
Yeah, my mom loves Medea.
What does she say about Medea?
She's so funny.
Yeah.
She says Medea is so funny.
Medea. Okay.
She says Medea is hilarious.
I've been doing this joke that only works at 1 a.m. And I don't really like doing jokes that I kind of know are never going to be in the act, but I've been doing this joke where it's just it'd be funny if we found out Tyler Perry was funding Hamas this entire time, and then you're just watching the new movie and you're like, is Medea going to fuck Yahya Ibrahim Hassan Sinwar? What is going on? There is, not to act like this could actually be funny, but it'd be funny if the world just got crazy enough to where that could be in the next Tyler Perry movie.
Oh, it's
and
going to
then
happen.
You almost wonder to what extent would people totally care. A lot of people would care. What am I saying? That's a ridiculous phrase.
An Israeli woman sent me a meme today that was like Seinfeld, but George was Palestine and Jerry was America. And America was, it was like telling George, Like, just pretend like the bombing never happened or something.
Was it a new one? I feel like I've seen this before.
It just got sent to me by this Israeli woman who was the first Jewish woman I ever met.
And she's pro-Israel, I guess?
Yeah,
like, she's a Zionist?
I mean, she's in IDF and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty pro.
Yeah, that's as pro as you can get.
That's as pro as you can get. I mean, fighting the war itself.
I don't care who you are. If you're in the IDF, you're pro-Israel. If you're in the IDF, you might be pro-Israel.
If you're in the IDF, you ain't black. All right? You ain't. You know what sucks about that Kamala phrase, what do you think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
What?
Is, if you think about what the phrase actually means, I kind of like it. Like, and you can't say that without sounding like you're just on some weird bandwagon. But the phrase is saying, like, what, you think your life just came out of nothing and you're not, like, I think it's trying to say, like, oh, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree? It's like, no, I'm your mom. Like, you came from us and, like, your life is, like, this way. It's like, you didn't just come up with all these ideas yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you got a family, girl.
You know what I like about...
You're part of a culture.
You know what I like about the...
It's nationalism.
Yeah. You know what I like about it, though? I like that you didn't just fall out of a coconut tree. It's very true, because if you did fall out of a coconut tree, you would have broken your neck as a baby. So it, like, doesn't make any sense why people think they fell out of a coconut tree, because you would have died.
Yeah, but you
as a small child.
But you understand the people you're saying that to don't think they fell out of a coconut tree.
No.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
Okay. Yeah, I think you say it to, like, you know, somebody who's sort of like, I don't, fuck all this. I don't like any of you. I don't relate to this. And it's like, well, you just think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
I still don't understand. I just know that if you fell out of a coconut tree as a baby, you would die.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. And maybe,
I mean, it's 100% true.
Maybe
which is
that's
why I want to vote for Kamala and why she's the next president.
Maybe that's why it's dangerous.
She acknowledges the truth that if you fell out of a coconut tree as a baby, your little baby brains would flip out.
It would be a big fucking issue.
It'd be a mess. It'd be dirty.
For some reason, that's the only...
If babies fell out of coconut trees, they'd have to have janitors under the coconut tree.
For some reason, that's the only plan she's proposed, is to put nets under all the coconut trees to stop the coconuts from falling down and bonking people on the head, which I think literally does kill like 2 people a year, coconuts falling off trees, just because...
Oh, shit.
That's actually not even a joke, yeah. But it's for some reason, amidst like opioid crisis, homelessness, multiple wars around the world, she's just like, you walk down the street...
You get bonked on the head.
You get coconutted. Joe's dead. She's going on stage saying, we need to watch out for coconuts. Also, Joe Biden is dead and the American government is lying to you.
Joe Biden went to the hospital for COVID, and unfortunately there was a coconut tree right next to his bed.
And a child fell out of it and killed him?
It killed him, yeah.
I mean,
that child also died.
You know how I think Kamala could win the election? If she just goes on stage and she goes, Joe Biden died 6 months ago. The government propped him up. He was dead. I'm alive.
Yeah.
I think it would satiate a lot of conspiracy thoughts, and a lot of people would think she's cool for that.
Yeah.
And even if it's a lie, they would go, she's the most truthful person we've ever... I think she could beat Trump in the I'm actually the truth teller.
Do you think people could, like, win an election just by pretending the other candidate is, like, smells really bad? Like, if Kamala pulled out some, like, fucking air freshener and sprayed it around Trump and she's like, all better, you think maybe that could make a dent?
If that bit, like, really got a lot of laughs,
yeah,
that could be kind of like a keystone bit. It could kind of be her Crooked Hillary.
Yeah.
Like, Trump had many bits, but he kind of needed, like, a home base of insults, and Crooked Hillary is kind of where all of his stuff landed. So, I guess to answer your question, it's hard to say if she only talked about the smell...
What if she gave him like a Tic Tac? What if she went, ew, when he started talking and she gave him a Tic Tac and it cut him off?
Yeah, I mean, that would all be great. But like when she's asked about like Ukraine, she can't just be like, bet it smells better over there than in this damn room. Like she would have to respond.
No, that's really funny.
But she would have
if she did that.
Yeah.
I mean, the American people might be like, okay.
Yeah, maybe I'm being naive. Maybe because in my mind, she has to be like, well, you know, we have to definitely come to a peace deal with the Russians.
Yeah.
But it definitely smells bad. Like, she would have to...
Maybe she'd be like, oh, yeah, what the Russians are doing smells really fishy. Kind of like my opponent over there with his yeast-infected vagina.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I think it would be good to at least address...
To accuse Trump of having a vagina would be a good power move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only a vagina, but like a stinky vagina.
He's got a really bad one.
And because then she can make fun of him woman to woman and be like, I keep my shit clean.
Yeah.
I ain't got no bread baking down there. You a bakery.
Motherfucker probably cracking eggs over his pussy.
They call this motherfucker the Pillsbury Doughboy. So much yeast in his damn pussy. What the
Motherfucker cooking bread on the stage.
Motherfucker cooking bread on.
Giving bread to the first guy on the stage.
Boy, you got a sourdough starter in your pants. I mean, he really wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah.
He definitely wouldn't know what to say.
What if she started calling him the N-word?
That would be so sick.
She says Trump is the real, and she said drop hard R.
Yeah. I mean, it would be honestly, if she just did it once, it would have a lot of power. If like he was talking, she's like, "Shut up, you fuck," and just dropped it. Like the nation the earth would stand still. People would be like, "Did Kamala just call Trump a hard R N-word?" And if she said it in a way where people would be like, not even caring that it doesn't make sense as a racial slur to call him, they'd just be like, the way she said it, like, it was as meaningful as if it was a white guy to a black dude. Like, this was crazy.
It was so meaningful that even the white people were throwing their hands up the air and running backwards.
Yeah, the white people were like, racism has just flipped. We're called N-words now. Like, everything's changed.
Yeah, they start releasing everybody from prison and then adding white people to prison to do slave labor.
I think, honestly, the smell thing is really... The more I think about it, it's just like if Trump was talking, if like she's like her mic is muted, so you can't hear her, but you can hear like her because she's being so loud somewhat in Trump's mic, where she's just like, woo! Stinky.
I know you didn't fart, but you smell like you just farted.
Man, Trump smells like he was washing chitlins all day. You don't know about no chitlins, Trump. And they're like, Kamala, where are you from the South? Like that doesn't even. Why
are you being racist against our this white guy? She's just saying stereotypes, but about Trump.
Yeah, she should just do like 1920s level like segregation against Trump, just to be like, dumb old boy, ain't never read a book, ain't never had no schooling.
She spits on her shoes. She's like, shine it for me, boy.
Yeah, I mean. Honestly, it's like, would that be that much worse than her just like smiling a lot? Like that's her only plan is just to have her show up places and like
be kind of hot,
smile and say, when we fight, we win. And then now all the Republicans are saying that recent photo shoot was like AI. I don't know. I mean, it's a ridiculous. It's like,
it is funny to me how much the far right people are just freaking out right now.
Yeah, I mean. I think it's like in their eyes, they're like, how could Trump ever beat Kamala? But they also don't know what to say about Kamala.
Yeah.
Because like, they're like, I don't know. Now they're like, she's not black. And it's just like, well, you're all racist. Why do you care?
Yeah,
and
it's
just,
you should love that.
And I think literally just like a half Indian, half black woman just like rots the brains of people in America where they're just like, I don't know if we like it. Like, they don't know what to do. And also, like, Kamala just hasn't really been in... The only thing that's known about her is just, like, she's a woman of color who is a major prosecutor.
Yeah.
And is known as a cop. So it's like, Republicans love... Like, on paper, like, Republicans should kind of like Kamala.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to act, I think, in a lot of ways as Republican presidents do. You know, I don't think she's really in any way some sort of social democrat.
Yeah.
Who's going to like cut taxes like crazy or save people really any money. So it's just like, honestly, I think if she gets elected, like in some ways we will just kind of have a Republican president if she keeps up like the prosecuting kind of nature of her. Like in terms of like politics that we see in our country, like there might be an increase in incarceration, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know to what extent she really is the cop. I've heard crazy things about the time she was a prosecutor. I don't know as president if she's going to be like, it's law and order time. You know, I don't really know what game she's going to be playing in the White House, but like,
I mean, Johnny Dogshit's going to be pissed if she like turns into a law and order type because he's like the opposite.
Well, yeah, he has different views on law and order. He believes
he's against it.
Well, yeah, he believes that a city covered in shit is inversely clean.
Yes.
Because if
everything's covered in shit,
if everything's
like,
poop,
who cares?
Yeah. And I mean, that just goes against a lot of Kamala's ideas of, you know, I think like, you know, I'm sure she has some stuff of that Joe was up to of building more infrastructure and I don't know, because she's a Democrat.
Considering how much she loves prison labor, she's probably going to build more plantations.
Yeah,
they're going to work on.
Yeah. And Johnny Dogshit loves incarceration, but he doesn't love it being turned into modern day slavery.
Absolutely
because he
not.
hates racism.
Yes, he does.
That being said, LA, the disproportionate incarceration of black men is still off the fucking chart. But he says, I don't want anybody to do anything against their will when they're in prison. So he put them into a box that's 10 by 10 inches wide.
It's called the fuck box.
It's called the fuck box, and those are the only cells in Los Angeles County Jail now. Because he goes, if I give them all that room to walk around, it's like telling them that they have to like run all day or something.
Yes.
And it's like, if I give them a bed or a sink, it's telling them to like sleep or shit, and I can't tell people what to do. Mm-hmm. So I just give them the smallest box possible with nothing in it, to where like whatever they do is definitely their choice.
Mm-hmm. And it's covered, the sides are covered with pictures of Chairman Mao and Stalin because, this is what communists want.
Yeah, I've talked to Johnny about, because my thing with guys like Mao and Stalin is they're always associated so heavily with communism. Of course, because they're communist leaders. But I think all the bad things they did don't really have anything to do with communism. You know what I mean?
He's like, that's why I like it, is the bad thing.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like Stalin, like killing people, erasing them out of pictures. That's all like petty political violence. It has nothing to do with communism. You know what I mean? That's a Stalin thing. And it's also, I think the way that government was structured may have led people to do that. Once again, I think it's less of an issue with communism, more with the Soviet Union. The thing with Johnny Dogshit is he says, no, all of that was communism. That's what communism is, and it's a good thing. So you know how like anti-communists would be like, oh, Stalin is communism and that was a bad thing. Mm-hmm. So Johnny's like, no, Stalin is communism, and that's what communism is. It's where you kill 60 million of your own population because you don't like them.
Yeah.
Because they're bad. And he always when we talk about it, he goes, the 60 million Russians that Stalin killed, once again, like, way more than Hitler.
He doesn't call them Russians, he calls them cowards. He refers to them as cowards.
Yeah. He hates the proletariat.
He says 6 million Jews, but he says, when it's talking about Russia, he says 60 million cowards.
Yeah. It's really weird. He has full sympathy for every victim of the Holocaust. And then when it comes to Stalin's purging, which was so many more people, he has... not only does he just not care about it, Stalin stuff is less talked about than Hitler a lot, but it's also like Johnny... He just thinks it's good.
He's like he's maybe the most educated guy I've ever met about that subject, and he thinks it's good.
He knows everything, and he does not distort facts.
Yeah.
He just agrees with facts you think would be objectively evil and unagreeable.
Yeah, and he said, well, if we're all going to be liberals here, we all have to agree that all this was good.
And I'm always like, no.
We don't have to agree, and he's like, well... guess we're going to have to agree to disagree.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense, because I'm always like, well, what does like killing 60 million of your own populace have to do with liberal politics? And he's like, what doesn't it have to do with? You don't get how shit works. He looks at me and he goes...
way smarter than
He
us.
goes, you're telling me if I killed 10 million people in this city, we wouldn't have a lot less traffic? And I go, well...
I hate when he makes fucking excellent
I go,
points.
well, yeah, when you ask it that way, we would have less traffic, but if you're saying that me agreeing with that means I support the death of 10 million, then that's a mischaracterization of how I feel. And then he just said, no, it's not. It's a perfect characterization of how you feel. And I'm going to pass this as a law, and it's going to be called Cooper's Law. And it's to kill 10 million random people, one of which could be me. Apparently, I'm spearheading a law.
You're so likely to have Cooper's Law. Shane's Law. That's just gross.
What is it?
Well...
he passes so many laws, I can't keep up.
Well... he's forcing people over the height of 6'1" to, when they see dog shit on the street, they have to, funnel it up and shove it in their pee hole. And he calls it Shane's Law.
Why is it called Shane's Law? You're not over 6'1".
He just called me one day and said I came with this great idea. And then he was like, you're the first person I'm telling this to, so I'm going to call it Shane's Law.
Gosh.
He's just very...
Did John have to do that when he was in L.A.? He's such a tall guy. I feel like he'd get pecked out immediately.
John Hickok? Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it was the law, though. I remember we stepped past a piece of dog shit at one point and he didn't pick it up. And the murder police came by. That's Johnny Dogshit's guys. And they pointed a gun at him and they forced him to shove dog shit down his urethra. They made him shove extra, like they shoved it all the way in. And
Yeah, Johnny keeps saying that he would love to, if our podcast was sponsored by the city, a city-sponsored podcast.
yes.
And he's like, and maybe the theme could be like, you sort of talk about crimes that you've seen. And you talk about stuff that you think should be fixed. And if you have any names or addresses or locations, you like share that on the podcast. And then when you're not doing the podcast, you like walk around and you look for stuff, but then you like share that information, and like close family friends too. Like anybody that is not supporting what we're doing in LA.
I've ratted out maybe 20, 30 people for the good of the city. Maybe a good 55 people.
It's funny to imagine an authoritarian city.
Yeah.
Where it's like we have like North Korea level, like snitching, fear. It's like fully like all your jobs are assigned. You know, it's like just like evil communism that's barely communism, where just like nobody can leave. People are in work camps. But also we can leave.
Yeah.
You could just move to like San Diego.
But we don't want to because the weather's so nice, and we love being bums. We love being lazy. That's why we moved here.
I honestly think that would be sick, because everybody comes to LA and it's like, oh, they're all so stupid and dumb. But what if you just show up and we're all just in like matching like dark green fucking like uncollared suits, and we're just walking around and nobody talks to each other, and the streets are completely clean, and we have like monuments to just fucking like, I don't know, like Philippe's the original French dip. Like it's still LA stuff, but we have like huge stone monuments.
There's
I
like
think that'd be awesome.
A Washington Memorial that's just like in honor of all the shit homeless people have taken on the streets. It's a big long shit.
Yeah, I mean, what is the closest we have is like maybe like Provo, Utah is like the center of Mormonism, so it's very serious. So I guess you'd go there and you'd see a lot of similarly dressed people. But I'm talking about like you walk into a city and like on the drive in, the roads change, the light changes somehow. Like we tear down every building so they can all look the same. And it's just no more houses.
They tear down by flying planes into all of them.
I think what we should do is, LA's so big, we tear down every house in the county.
Yes.
In the county. Tear down every house in the county.
And OC.
And then in downtown LA, we build like the densest collection of apartment buildings anybody's ever seen. And
we have apartment buildings growing out of other apartment buildings.
It kind of looks like that walled city in China, you know? But we have the densest apartment buildings possible. It takes up maybe like 10 square miles, but everybody in LA County lives there. And then all that surrounding land, which once again, you could, you know, if you think about density and how to pack people in, we could really get everybody from the entire county within like downtown LA.
Yeah.
If we get these apartment buildings built, which we need to.
Yes.
They're also very high too.
They go so high.
And then the surrounding areas, which will be
unsafe.
The surrounding areas, which will be a vast swath of land. Like everything except downtown is now farmland.
Okay.
And everybody starts in downtown, and then they make their way, sometimes very far, to the edges of the county to go work in the farms. And they come back to the dense city center. And that's all LA is. Nobody does art anymore. Nobody listens to music that is not written by Johnny Dog shit. And then people come here.
His songs like, I watch child porn at the library.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, this is that
He's our leader.
Country.
And we love him.
I do love him so much.
I just think it'd be sick if when people come to LA, instead of being like, oh, they're so fake and dumb, they're just like...
They're industrious.
They're industrious. They are united in a way that... I mean, they seem to be a nation of sorts, but
they're nationalists, but for this city?
They're nationalists, but they have no interest in secession. So, like, we're fine. They're staying here. You know, they'll still be... The economy is
They like America, but they don't love it. But they love LA.
It's really that we love LA so much. We've decided to cut the bullshit and just get straight down to... We have our own space program now.
Yeah. Well, what if we're all wearing suits? We all wear like a sports jacket, and the uniform is we wear a sports jacket, and then you have a T-shirt under the sports jacket, and it's like, I love LA, but the heart is a hammer and sickle. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Because that's what the liberals want, though.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like we've been very clear that that's what
I've been entirely clear that, because, that the liberals, what they want in this nation is total communism.
I mean, it just is what it is. It's just a simple political belief.
Yeah.
When John was here, we had a great time talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he has, like, a fun life.
Yeah.
Where he shoots guns with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And, they make some decent money off it. He does some stand-up.
Yeah.
He's free in many ways to start that business, to shoot those guns. I mean, to have a business off of shooting guns is really, in many ways, the American dream. It's full freedom. You know what I mean? You're your own boss. You're shooting guns. It's great. And when I met him, I was like, how much better would it be if this guy lived on the 18th story of public housing in the middle of downtown LA, one bed, one steel sink and toilet, and every day he just went out and plowed a field?
I mean, he'd get a lot of field work done.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's like right now he has this awesome life where he's doing all this fun stuff and he's like hanging out with his friends and like doing stuff he wants to do. But it's like, you know, what if he was like making big rocks into smaller rocks, you know?
Ooh.
And like when I was at that concert in Vegas seeing the Dead and Company, John Mayer was up there and he's like a really gifted guitarist. And he's playing and he's like really good and it's really fun. But I was like, how much better would it be if like, you know, he was either plowing a field and or going on a mic and singing like, you know, LA propaganda songs to make everybody more excited. Because, you know, it's like you see people like pursuing their passion and you're like, that's great. But like,
where's the propaganda?
Yeah, think about if you devoted your body and mind to the state of Los Angeles.
Yes.
You know?
It's not a state, it's a city. The city of Los Angeles.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard not to call it a state. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so big, you know?
You get so excited.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that we've cleared up our 100% actual beliefs, I had some ideas.
You know, the homeless people in Skid Row are almost like the Kurdish people of LA. They're like a state.
You want to kiss them?
They're like
so hot.
They're like a stateless.
Because you think they're so sexy?
No.
Because you think you love Kurdish people and you love the homeless so much.
I don't really know what Kurdish people look like. I mean, I can,
you think they're hot?
I could guess, but I don't really.
You just know when you pop a boner, that's a Kurdish motherfucker.
I'm sure there's some beautiful Kurdish people. I mean,
yeah. Oh, look, he said it.
There's a lot of beautiful.
Look,
there's a lot of beautiful Middle Eastern people. I'm sure there could be one of them. I don't know.
Anyway, we got to get to the second segment of the episode. We had Ideal World segment. Maybe we had something before that. I don't remember. Kamala doing farting. I don't remember. But so you know how this podcast is unsuccessful, right? It's unsuccessful, but we both know in 70 episodes, this is going to be one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
I don't even 70s.
Yeah, okay, we agree.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
You know how the famous people, they do the cameos, right?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just having this thinking because we're both members. We're you know, working people. We're working men. We understand how expensive it is to purchase cameos, but you need them. You need to hear from your fucking favorite artists. Right?
In the modern world, if you send in, I've been sending in job applications that they say send in a cameo of Sean Kingston saying why you should work here.
Yes,
Sean Kingston's $65 a minute.
Yeah, I mean it's gotten crazy.
So think about that.
So
shrinkflation.
I was suggesting that before we become famous people who have to do cameos,
inevitably,
we're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Why don't we provide some cameos on the podcast? You can screen record, and then you can like act like you got it personally.
Yeah, so these are like cameos that are sort of like a grab and go cameo, like it's kind of a buffet or almost like a Wawa, like a hot, or like you go to 7-Eleven, you see a hot dog kind of roll in there.
Okay, yeah,
it wasn't for you, but it could be for you.
We will be using first names.
If you're so inclined.
Yes, we will be using first names. Our first one, it's Donald. He's from Georgia. I'm making these guys up. He's Donald, but there's probably are people that fit this entirely.
Google most common name in Georgia. Okay. Just let's figure that out because I don't want to fuck this up.
No, you're
and
right.
You have to think about what is going to be the most useful thing to say. I think the most common name in Georgia would probably be Muhammad, but it could be Yaakov.
No. I mean Georgia, the state of Georgia. Not the...
No, I know. The American state of Georgia.
Okay.
Muhammad's the most common name in the world.
Oh, you're right.
That's a hack
joke. So probably
joke.
more likely.
It's a hack
Apparently,
joke.
Noah is the most popular male name.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But is this the Georgia? This is the country.
Yeah.
No, this is Metro Atlanta.
Noah?
Yeah.
A Jewish name? In Georgia?
What? In 630 babies named Noah in 2022.
That's very surprising. Is that not very surprising? It's
very weird.
It's such a Christian place. How many Jews are in Georgia?
Like 4?
I mean, do you know Christians named Noah?
Yeah.
Because I know it's still a biblical name, but really it's like a Jewish name.
Yeah, I know a couple Christians named Noah.
Maybe in Georgia they just, okay, well, this will be to Noah in Georgia, who...
This would be Noah in Georgia.
And a lot of them are being born now.
Yes.
So...
his favorite guy on the podcast is you.
Hey, Noah...
No, wait. He also wants you to talk shit on his brother.
How old is he at this point, though? Because they're all born now.
Oh,
so should we do it like 12 years in the future?
No. This is for future, this is for the future, for people that will be listening to the podcast who are named. But, he could, let's say he's 21.
Okay, cool.
He just got his first legal drink.
He's a young guy.
He wants you to talk shit on his brother, who's also a fan of the podcast.
What are some things about his brother?
His brother is about 5'1", brown eyes, weighs 190 pounds. His favorite video game is, well, that hasn't been released yet, but
okay, yeah, I can do that. Hey, Noah, happy birthday! Hope you're enjoying that first drink. Make sure you drink a water before the second. And your brother would not have been born in Nazi Germany because they believe in eugenics. And 5'1", 195 pounds is not a useful person that's worth being alive. That being That being said, that's not what I believe, and I think your brother does have a right to live, and I'm glad that he is able to live, and he's pursuing things he wants to. I do think he should play less video games, but in some people's, not mine's, ideal world, he would have never been born, if not killed upon arrival into the world. It's just true.
That was very good.
Thank you.
I made sure everyone knew I was there too.
Do you want to take the lead on the second one?
Oh, the second one.
I can come up with an idea for the second one.
I actually have one. So her name is Delilah. She's from Austin, Texas.
Cool.
Yeah, she's the winner of the Miss Universe.
Really?
Yeah.
She won Miss Universe.
Yeah, she won Miss Universe.
She won the International Beauty Competition.
Yes.
So she's not just Miss Austin. She's not just Miss America. She's Miss Universe.
Yes, she's...
Congratulations. Very hard to win.
Yeah.
I'd imagine
good job, Delilah.
I'd imagine you're more famous than us, first off. We should say that.
She actually wants to... she's a cameo because we're more famous than her. And she wants us to shout her out, and she's going to use it in her advertising.
Okay, well, you want to...
All right. Well, Delilah, you asked me to go on a date with you. I'm sorry. I'm already married to 3 different women. And they're all also incredibly beautiful supermodels.
Why do you have 3 wives?
In America,
that's like illegal.
I became Mormon around 2033.
I don't even think it's legal for them to do that.
Well, I moved to Utah. But then I actually spend most of my time in LA.
Wait, so are we still doing the podcast?
No, we are.
You live in Utah?
I live in Utah, but I fly back.
And we talk about your new... I mean, how do we still have stuff in common? You're a Mormon man with 3 wives.
Well, it's our money. We have money in common.
Oh, God.
We just have so much money.
So we just get together and talk about how we're rich?
We go on and we show off our watches and our gold watches and our fancy gold hats.
I hate who we've become. You're what am I up to? Because you're a Mormon in Utah with 3 wives.
You're a CEO.
I'm not even doing stand-up?
No. You are also doing stand-up, but you're CEO of...
Of what?
Monsanto.
Oh, God. How did I get such a high position at such a demonic company?
Well, you ended up put in the will of the CEO of Monsanto, who's a huge fan of your stand-up.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I mean, I guess do I own the company, or am I just the chief executive officer?
You do own the company.
I own it.
You do own the company.
How much of it?
90%.
Holy shit.
You are a very rich man.
Well, I'm going to liquidate the entire company and sell it.
That's not what you do.
I'm going to sell it and end the company. I'm going to sell it and end the company.
No, what happens is
I'm going to try and end all of our legal precedents having trademarks on seeds, because they're trying to buy nature, and I think it's one of the most demonic things ever. So I would
here's what happens.
Dismantle the company and try and dismantle those laws as quick as possible to give rights back to farmers. And then I would use that money to fight for the right to repair lawsuits going on with John Deere and now Ford and other companies. Americans across the country.
You think all of that. You think all of that even the day before you're offered it. But you meet with a bunch of lawyers. They close the door. We don't know what happens.
And they just fuck me.
No, we don't know what happens when they close that.
We know what happens.
We just know you walk out.
We know exactly what happens. They take turns.
We just know that afterwards, like, You're the biggest Monsanto fan in the entire world.
Okay, so you're talking to Delilah, who's Miss Universe.
She's Miss Universe. She wants to go on a date with me, and she thinks that you should you should be in the friend zone to her. She wants you to be in the friend zone.
This is also a woman I've never spoken to.
Well, we're gonna speak to her. I'm gonna speak to her.
She doesn't exist, though.
Well, we're just preparing.
But she's hot, and she's
very hot.
Yeah, and she wants to go on a date with you. But
I want to be faithful to my 3 wives.
Why couldn't she just be a 4th if she likes you so much?
I don't know, man. It's a lot. 4 wives is a lot.
What if you become Mormon and I become Muslim, and then we have multiple wives, but for different reasons? Where we still
wait. Let me try to remember what happens. That does happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like we still got swag, but it's different.
I stared into the eyes of God during a near-death experience, and now I understand what happens throughout all of time.
And that's why you have to have 3 wives?
Yes, because
And you're Mormon, so do you also believe that God is kind of a human man with a human wife, and that he created...
And human balls.
Yeah, and he's created...
got human dick.
Because
human asshole.
They believe that there's like a bunch of different Earth, and like our God sent down intelligences, which are us to Earth, and that if you have a wife and you have kids and you follow the Mormon laws, that when you die, you will ascend to a godlike state and get to act as a god on a new Earth. That's what they believe. Do you know that?
Yes.
So that's why they get married.
No, not only do I believe that, I added more to that.
Oh, God.
There's even more.
No, that's historically bad with any religion. I mean, Mormonism has
so much.
Mormonism has a long history of guys altering the text, too.
Anyway, I feel like this has gotten off track. Delilah barely can't even use this as a cameo, so we're going to have to restart, probably.
Okay, we'll just do it quick. Right. Go for it. They're supposed to be like 30 seconds, so just rip it.
All right. Hey, Delilah, congrats on winning Miss Universe 3 times in a row. I do think you're very beautiful. You just want to suck my dick or blow me and fucking let me fuck you. That's fine, but I got 3 wives, so we can't go on a real date. If you want to, you said you want to friend zone Cooper, so I don't know. Maybe you should actually date Cooper, even though Cooper also has multiple wives. I don't know, Cooper. What do you say?
I'm not really interested in dating Delilah. You sound like a nice, cool person from Austin, Texas, Miss Universe.
She sent me somebody's finger.
So she hurts people. She's like a sociopath. What is that about?
She told me she just found the finger.
No, she did. You don't find a finger.
Anyway, Delilah, I hope that finger was not from somebody that you hurt. Me and Cooper want to say Zoo.
Okay. The third cameo.
Okay, let's do it.
I have a couple ideas. I'll go with this one first. They're not ideas, they're just requests. But the third one's actually pretty big for us.
Okay.
It's going to make us a decent amount of money.
Do we need it, though?
Yes. Okay. You can't not need this money. The current Saudi royal prince, Mohammed bin Salman, has requested a cameo. Okay. And if there's one thing that we know about Mohammed bin Salman is that he loves sweet treats.
Okay.
He has a bit of a sweet tooth. He loves Nerd's Rope.
Okay.
He loves Laffy Taffy. And he, he's pretty stressed right now with some stuff going on because all the stuff over there is still going on.
Yeah.
So he's pretty stressed right now. So do you want to start that off? He's stressed.
Okay,
he has
He's
a
really
sweet
stressed.
tooth.
He has a sweet tooth.
And he really wants to go to Six Flags, Hurricane Harbor, but it's in Santa Clarita, California, and it's really hard for him to get over there right now.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Yo, hey, Mohammed, I heard you got a sweet tooth and you want to go to Six Flags. Yeah, that would be really cool if you went there.
Ha ha
ha. And I know I started like a goofy trying to beatbox or whatever.
He's
a
serious guy.
Yeah, you're kind of, I don't know. I just hope it made you smile a little bit. I know how everything's going, Cooper just wants me to tell you that, he doesn't really support a lot of what you guys are doing, but I have your back.
I didn't say that.
Cooper was saying, like, before the podcast even started that maybe, like, he wasn't behind it. I don't know. He's the CEO of Monsanto, so what am I going to say? But, like, I think
you're supposed to keep it positive.
All right. Let's start over. It's the
guy's birthday.
All right. Let's start over.
He also loves the Killers.
Okay. Hey, Muhammad, the Killers, man. That's that band. They did that one song. You hear it in bowling alleys sometimes. I like that song. Oh, you like Skittles and Nerds Rope? Why don't you use your oil money, fill Israel, which is now Palestine, up with some Skittles and Nerds Rope? And
a lot's changed in the world.
Things are very different by the time we
slipped that in, but it'd be like
things are very different when we're successful.
It'd be like one of the most historic changes of the last 200 years, maybe in the world. If that were to happen, that would be like, just really world changing.
Things have got to get different before we get successful. I'm just saying. If we're trying to get successful, things are going to have to be a lot different than they are.
To an extent that seems almost impossible. Because at the moment they blew up the guys they were going to negotiate with, so things would really have to change.
Those guys they negotiated with, they're going to be Starburst and Skittles and Nerd Rope in like 30 years.
What do you think? Guys that get blown up go into the ground and become sugar? They're not like dinosaurs that turn into...
I'm just saying, like, metaphorically. Okay. The negotiators in the future are actually just going to be some bubble tape.
Okay. And then one of our cameos was from Morianne. She is 83 right now.
Oh, dumb bitch.
Well,
I'll fuck you up.
Stop
listening.
She's not doing awesome.
Good.
She has stage 4 leukemia, and
I hope that's the one that kills bitches.
It does. And she found out in the hospital that her husband, who has been faithful for 40 years, most recently started cheating. He's also 80.
Oh, pimp alert. Pimp alert.
Well,
boom, boom, boom.
The worst part is he contracted HIV, and he was unaware of that, and he, through like kissing and trying to support her in her hospital bed, gave Morianne HIV. So she now has HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. And she is on Doxy Prep or whatever to lower her T-cell count, but it's not going well.
Wait, let me look at this.
And
so it's her birthday and the last day of her life.
It's her birthday and the last day of her life. Also,
last thing she wants is a cameo from her favorite.
Not to add insult to and her daughter did defect to North Korea.
Oh yeah.
So
anyway, we should probably do this cameo. Hey, you crusty old bitch.
Give her a break. Once she's going through a tough time.
She's 83, dude.
What does that mean?
She's 83.
Are you ageist?
Yeah.
You hate old people?
Yes.
Dude, this is a true thing, actually. I went to McDonald's at...
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I went to McDonald's at 3:56 a.m.
That's a fake time.
And I go up to the...
You're literally just like, I have to give evidence.
No,
that's how not true it is.
It's very important for the people to know. It's 3:56 a.m. I go up to the speaker. I notice that they have the dinner menu. So I say, hey, are you guys serving breakfast? And he said, not till 4 a.m. It's 3:56 a.m. He also started it off at 4 a.m. with nothing fucking going on by saying, can you give me a second? If somebody says, can you give me a second at a restaurant that's made to be the fastest restaurant in the world at 4 a.m., it's like, okay, so we got some dumbasses in there. We got some real stupid motherfuckers in there. And then, it's 3:56 a.m., also known as 4 a.m. He goes, we don't serve till 4 a.m. So I go, okay. And I just pull forward to get out of there, expecting there not to be a line because it's fucking 4 a.m. and I thought they could figure that out. And they couldn't. And I was in the line for 10 minutes as they were like struggling to run a McDonald's. And here's the thing. I don't want to be a fucking guy that's shitting on service workers, but don't you feel like working at McDonald's is the dumbest fucking way to be poor? I feel like most poor people are like, I'm not going to fucking work at McDonald's. Because you don't want to be like, damn, these motherfuckers are dumb. And then you go to McDonald's and you're like, you motherfuckers are dumb. Like, you're dumb. You are fucking stupid. Holy shit, this whole restaurant.
The worst cameo ever.
No, Morianne.
Last thing she's gonna see.
Morianne fucking agrees. You go to
the last thing she's gonna hear is you saying, "Fucking McDonald's hires poor people and they're stupid."
The restaurant,
you dumb fucking bitch.
You're
dying of cancer and AIDS. Why don't you fucking learn a goddamn lesson before you pass away tonight?
It's just the restaurant is built for anybody to walk in and learn how to work there in like 15 minutes. It's made to be easy. You go at 4 a.m. when nobody's there, and these people are floundering. And you're like, did the breakfast change fucking rock your brains? You knew it was coming. Nobody's here.
Have you seen the movie Falling Down?
Flip to breakfast. People lose their shit.
Have you seen the movie Falling
And
Down?
by the way, I know I'm wrong, but it's like, holy fuck, how are you bad at this job?
Anyway, have you seen Falling Down? That's a classic LA movie.
Do I sound insane?
Kinda. But mainly just because it's a cameo and you're fucking acting... You're talking about McDonald's and this bitch is fucking dying. She's fucking got fucking leukemia in her fucking brain or some shit.
You know, fuck her. I don't care.
All right, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck Moriana, wherever your name is.
Can I get a second? It's 4 a.m.
Can you?
What's going on in there?
I don't know. I don't really know what's going on.
What do you mean, can I get a second? It's the breakfast menu. You can figure it out. Have some faith in yourselves.
Now it's not as weird because the cameo stopped playing.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. And it's like, I don't want to be a fucking elitist that's like, these dumbasses at McDonald's. But, because then I left, I went to a Carl's Jr., I said my order, the lady calmly said, okay. And I came up, absolute angel.
Yeah.
Took the card, gave me my exact order. It was hot. Every sauce I asked for was there. There's nobody in the fucking line, and it took 30 seconds because it's a fast food restaurant at 4 a.m. That should be such a nothing operation. Then you go to McDonald's, and they're like, it's not going well right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I think it's on you.
The chairs are on fire.
Nobody's here. Like, you guys aren't in a rush right now. This is the time to just be in your bag.
Yeah.
Nobody's here. It's 4 a.m. Let's get breakfast going.
Yeah.
It's 3:50. By the time I left, it was 4:05. It was breakfast time. Motherfucker said not till 4 a.m. to my face like it's not insane.
Damn. But you got all your sauce.
Like, how do you just say that?
Like,
not till 4 a.m. and not be like, yeah, but it is 3:56. So, like, hey, if you want a McGriddle, we can do it. We're actually getting all the stuff out right now.
Cooper thinks he's above the rules line.
I did not.
You think you're so above
I want to be very clear. I was not rude to the people at the McDonald's. He said not till 3:56. I didn't respond. I said, whatever. And I just drove ahead. I was like, whatever.
I heard what you did is you showed up. You at 3:30, you demanded breakfast. And then they said, no, not till 4. And you go, do you not know who I am?
Literally, when I got out, I turned.
I remember the Dagnabbit Boys podcast.
When I got out of the line, I looked and the menu was now breakfast. And I was like, I think if I just sat at the speaker and said, okay, I'll just wait 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It would have switched over and I could have been like, so in your dumbass head, is it breakfast time now? You fucking retard. Is it now time for breakfast, you stupid mother... Do you ever think maybe the reason this is your life is because 3:56 is wildly different than 4 a.m. to you? That you haven't figured out how to round up yet? Is maybe part of why we're here?
I just want to make cameos, man. I don't want to complain.
I'm not going to deny that the structures that put people in certain places, but it gets to an extent where it's like, it's fucking 4 a.m. and you're blowing it. This isn't the world now. This is just you in a McDonald's not knowing how to work at a fucking McDonald's.
See,
there's nothing else impacting your life. It's done. This is just you. But then that's not true.
I mean, I think about if I was working at McDonald's, how bad I'd be on my job on purpose. I would be so bad at it.
I think what pisses me off is these people are like, oh, just give me a sec. It's like they're fucking trying their best and they're blowing it.
Well, you have to think about, like, McDonald's is considered societally the lowest of the lows. So it's like, if you're going to work at McDonald's on some level, you don't want to be there. So, like, why would you even have any desire to work hard?
Well, these people seem to have a desire and seem to not know how to hack it. I literally saw 3 people at one computer trying to figure something out.
It's also very late, too. Very late or very early.
Yeah, they probably just started their shifts.
They just woke up.
Serve me breakfast.
Anyway, we do need to get to our review of Deadpool and Wolverine. Neither of us have seen
3:56 is 4. It just is.
Motherfucker, that's adding up. Dog.
It just is. It's like, I don't know, don't you? It's just, that's what you don't like about big business, is you're not treated like a person. At a small business cannot look at you and say, no, we don't serve that till 4, and act like it's not 3 minutes away. At a big business, they can just say to your face, like, no, this is just a rule that makes no fucking sense, and we don't change for personal interactions. And you're like, okay.
I don't think I've ever been good at any job in my life. I don't think I've ever had an impulse to be good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I can't say I have either. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm being cocky. I just think I could figure out a not busy McDonald's.
I think my brain would trail off once every like 5 minutes. And then I'd realize I'm working at McDonald's and then I'd be like, why do I give a fuck?
Yeah, but that's not the perspective I think these people had. They were like trying and they were blowing it.
I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know if they were trying.
I mean, they fucked up from the moment I came up. I went up to the speaker and the guy immediately goes, "Can I get a second?" And it's like, okay. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know why you need a fucking... Nobody's here. Like...
You're there.
There's 2 cars in line that you can't figure out.
Yeah, you're there.
You're acting like this is rocket science.
Dagnabbit Boys podcast. That guy's probably listening to the podcast right now.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I wasn't mean to him. They didn't know how I felt.
Yeah.
It's fine to have this opinion. I'm not affecting anybody's life. I was nice to everybody I talked to.
Yeah. I believe that.
I'm not a good person, but I'm not hurting other people for the most part. And that is what it is. But anyway.
We have our review of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, what's your review of it?
I just want to make it clear, neither of us have seen it.
Yeah.
Why don't you start off?
Yeah, I think it's good, that, like, you know, Trump got shot at, Kamala's coming in, you know, they're blowing up peace deal negotiators in the Middle East. Ukraine's going to lose the war. China's fucking pissed off. But Deadpool will do this thing where he acts like he's really happy. Or he thinks, or he thinks something that somebody else said is really funny, but really that motherfucker is just being completely fluent in sarcasm. And I mean, you could not have that guy trying to negotiate a ceasefire in Israel-Palestine. It would not work because he'd be like,
if he met with any world leaders, he would pull out the game of Cards Against Humanity and be like, "We're gonna play this."
Yeah, because Netanyahu would be like, "We will not negotiate," and Deadpool would be like, "Oh, perfect! That's exactly what we wanted."
Oh,
and then the meeting would just end because they wouldn't understand he's fluent in sarcasm. They just believe him, and then Wolverine would be outside and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" How does he talk in those movies? Does he have an accent?
No, I don't know. I've not seen any.
Does he keep his accent? That movie Logan's good. It's like Wolverine has
I'd like to see it, yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of those Marvel movies that kind of just seems like its own movie, which I think is kind of the point of it. She's just like a young girl who's like a badass fighter or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
It's cool.
But anyway, here's my opinion. It's snarky, it's self-aware, it's twisted, like don't bring your young ones to the movie. There's a lot of violence and language that they might not like. If you're easily offended, I would stay home.
Yeah, this isn't Captain America.
Yeah, no. You might want to bring your kids to this. You think it's just a regular Marvel movie? No, this is like this is like a dirty one. There's like cuss words and stuff in it.
Yeah,
There's
this is the superhero movie for nihilists.
Oh yeah, if you're like a nihilist, you'll love this movie. It doesn't take anything seriously because it does acknowledge that it's like all the superhero stuff is kind of bullshit. And like, I mean, if you're sick, this is a refreshing movie to watch. If you're like bored of like the superhero craze or whatever.
Who is like the Deadpool? Like, are Deadpool fans people?
Us.
Like,
It's us. It's us.
Are Deadpool fans people that are like I'm not like other people. I'm not into these like corny ass bullshit. Because it's like, yeah, you are. You like superhero movies. You like dog movies. You like movies for dogs.
Well, what you don't like, what? All right. So Deadpool, they have jokes like there'll be a joke like Deadpool will sit on something and he'll say something like, "I just found out I'm into pegging," because he like sat on something like it was sticking out.
Do the fans consider that like smart stuff, or are they just having fun?
You and me would consider that very smart entertainment.
I'd turn off your thing. I don't want to put any smut on these people. But are they just having fun? Because that's fine.
No, I mean they're having like a good time. I mean,
or are there people that are like, this is fucking smart stuff for smart people?
I mean, I haven't seen the movie again. I'm just kind of giving my rundown. If like Warner Brothers or whatever who puts it out wants to maybe sponsor the podcast.
Do they think they're watching the Colbert Report?
Oh,
are they watching Deadpool being like, this is like the Colbert Report?
I think so. I mean, the ironic way that they do a lot of the comedy, like I don't know, there's probably some goofy stuff with the title credits or something that was like funny. Like, and you just know that movie, like, you can't take anything serious in it, but there's still like an emotional heart to it, you know?
I don't know if Deadpool's character is consistent, because I think like if he was, he would be like pro-Palestine or something. You know what I mean? Like if he was like really like a consistent, realistic character who's like,
we're trying to make money,
talking about
trying to
stuff,
make money
you know?
off of this.
Yeah,
we can't bring up Palestine.
We can't post any clips from this podcast. They're just all not. They're not like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I really don't. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this podcast or what I'm gonna do with my solo podcast. But anything I post on Instagram is a violation of community guidelines.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we tried to post our review of Deadpool, they would be like taken off for cussing and like twisted stuff.
There's nothing we say that is acceptable to anybody. And what's confusing to me is you go on Instagram and then you see like horrific things, making fun of like victims of police brutality.
Yeah.
And you just see a guy being like, I eat pussy for breakfast every morning. It's got like 3 million views.
Yeah.
And then we go on, we say the word gun, and then TikTok is like, you are a domestic terrorist. You're a domestic terrorist. You're going to be put in prison for the rest of your life. What is wrong with you?
It'd be crazy if we got canceled for this podcast.
But it's not even canceled. It's just like
No, like canceled as in put in prison.
I mean, at least it would give some fucking meaning to this boring-ass life. I don't know, man. It's
Our lives aren't boring. We're reviewing Deadpool.
Every goddamn thing we post is just apparently like Nazi literature, according to TikTok. And we are the least edgy people I know. We're not edgy guys. We just talk about stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
But nothing we talk about is acceptable anywhere. It's ridiculous.
I just think maybe they just don't like our faces. Maybe we need to work out more and have a better diet or something.
There literally has to be like 5 more antifadas before our podcast is allowed on Instagram.
Maybe there's a fatwa on us and we don't know about it. Maybe because that Muslim episode, we got a fatwa on us.
There's not a fatwa on us. If anything, they love us. But we've been very positive. But
yes, I've been very complimentary.
I mean, there's literally like lobbies in America that have to end before our clips can be on Instagram. There are like historical institutions that are against everything we think is funny.
Yes.
And I know everybody listening to this thinks I'm crazy. I'm just saying every time I post a clip, it doesn't get shown to people.
It's just we're counterculture.
It's not that we're shadow banned. It's just that we post stuff that makes them angry. And so they don't want to show it to as many people. But it's not like we're
pissed off as robots.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And that's why it's like this thing where it's like the robot gets mad, you appeal it, and then you can just repost it, but it just doesn't get a lot of views. So we're not like banned. It's not like Instagram even knows about us.
Yeah.
It's just that anything we post, a robot is just like, I think these guys are white supremacists. And it's like,
I have an idea for, we can close this out.
We don't even talk about race.
Yeah, let's close this out with a bit idea I have. It's called Fuck the Robot of the Week. And we're going to pick a robot of the week. And it's just going to be this week. But, man, fuck the robot that takes care of Instagram and TikTok and shit.
Yeah,
fuck that robot.
The motherfucking shitty ass, dumb ass, stupid, dumb...
cocksucking,
motherfucking, dumb ass robot.
The shit-eating, piss-drinking, fuck-sucking, ass-lapping... robot, dipshit.
Trying to fucking find all the dumb ass bullshit that we think is motherfucking funny, and taking our fucking post down is fucking bullshit. You cocksucking motherfucking robot. We're not bad guys.
We are good guys. Hashtag sex, hashtag drugs, hashtag guns.
People think this stuff is funny. It's not at all inappropriate. It's completely unfair.
If I see this fucking robot, I'll fuck it up.
You fucking motherfucking cocksucking bitch. You bitch.
I'll put a grenade up your ass, bitch.
I fuck you.
I fucked your wife.
You don't fuck me.
I fucked your son.
You don't fuck me. I fuck you.
Yeah.
I fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah. And that's what we have to say about the motherfucking robots that run the fucking Instagram shit and the TikTok shit. It tries to get our fucking videos taken down and tries to fucking make us suck our own dicks, motherfucking gives us advertisement for dick pills and fucking won't even show our videos and shows us fucking pornography and shows us fucking all sorts of fucked up shit on our fucking TikTok feeds.
Yeah, you
know,
cock-sucking, faggot-ass, retarded-ass motherfucking bitches obsessed with Stalinist politics that you believe are the best.
Yeah, fuck you. Quit being on my TikTok showing me videos of young boys stretching, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you bootlicking cocksucker trying to make me a goddamn pedophile. Trying to make me a nihilist pedophile.
Trying to turn me into a neo-Nazi pedophile. I'll shove this microphone up your fucking ass.
Yeah.
I'll fucking cut your fucking throat, pull your fucking tongue through the throat, and then I'll shit on the tongue, and then you'll have to taste shit through your throat, you motherfucker.
All right, that's a good episode.
Yeah, that's pretty good.